Hello students, Jinali Shah welcomes you all on behalf of Saraswat International Academy. Today we will begin with the next part of the chapter respiration in plants. So basically students, respiration is a process through which the living organisms get the energy which is required to carry out the different life processes. So in the previous lecture we have studied regarding that basically aerobic respiration होता है, anaerobic respiration होता है. Aerobic respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen, anaerobic respiration occurs in the absence of oxygen. So we were studying regarding the general types of the respiration. Now today how this respiratory process occurs in living organisms, we will see that, okay. So the main step whether the organism is aerobic or anaerobic, सब में जो फर्स्ट स्टेज है that is called as glycolysis. Glycolysis is a step which is common to both aerobic as well as the anaerobic organisms. So let us study first of all in today's lecture regarding the glycolysis. So glycolysis is the phase till formation of two molecules of pyruvic acid from one molecule of sugar. Here the sugar we are talking is the glucose. So formation of two molecules of pyruvic acid from one molecule of glucose, that is the process of glycolysis. The term glycolysis has been originated from Greek word glykos, it means sugar, and lysis for splitting. See, two words are there, glyco, sugar. We are concerned here with glucose, and lysis is breakdown. So breakdown of the glucose or split down of the sugar, it is called as glycolysis. The scheme of glycolysis, that is glycolytic pathway, it was given by Gustav Emden, Otto Meyerhof and J. Parnas, and hence it is often referred to as EMP pathway. So who studied the glycolytic pathway? So it was studied by Gustav Emden, Otto Meyerhof and J. Parnas, and therefore this glycolytic pathway is also called as EMP pathway, that is Emden-Meyerhof-Parnas pathway. All living organisms, whether aerobes or anaerobes, initiate the mechanism of respiration by the breakdown of glucose to pyruvic acid without the help of oxygen. Whether the organism is aerobic or anaerobic, each and every living organism, they start the process of respiration by the breakdown of glucose molecule into pyruvic acid. So we can say glycolytic pathway is the first step of respiration whether the organism is aerobic or anaerobic, and this glycolytic pathway occurs in the absence of oxygen. That is very important, students. The glycolytic pathway, it occurs in absence of oxygen. It is also called as anaerobic phase of aerobic respiration. See the terms, very important. Aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration yani respiratory process occurring in the presence of oxygen. Now this process of respiration is not a single step process. It is a multi-step process. Okay. So glycolysis जैसे मैंने पहले बोला, it is common whether the organism is aerobic or anaerobic, it is none of that matter, but this process will occur in both. So ये process aerobic organisms में हो रहा है, ये process aerobic respiration में होता है, and ये जो process है वहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन का यूटिलाइजेशन नहीं होता है, and therefore it is called as anaerobic phase of aerobic respiration. Glycolysis is called as the anaerobic phase of aerobic respiration. Anaerobic phase yani phase which does not utilizes the oxygen. In anaerobic organisms, it is the only प्रोसेस इन रेस्पिरेशन. एनारोबिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो है उसमें जो एनर्जी मिलती है, दिस इज द ओनली पाथवे थ्रू विच दे ऑब्टेन द एनर्जी. Glycolysis occurs in cytoplasm of cell and is present in all living organisms. So what is the location of the glycolysis. The glycolysis, it occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. Where glycolysis takes place? The process of glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell, and it is taking place in each and every living organisms. It is the first stage of respiration in all the organism. कोई भी organism में respiratory process कहाँ से start होगा? By the process of glycolysis. In this process, glucose undergoes partial oxidation to form two molecules of pyruvic acid. So यहाँ पे the glucose is broken down partially into two molecules of the pyruvic acid. In plants, this glucose is derived from sucrose, which is the end product of photosynthesis, or from the storage carbohydrates. So plants में ये glucose कहाँ से आता है? So either from the sucrose, which is the end product of the photosynthesis, or it is obtained from the stored carbohydrates. Sucrose is converted into glucose and fructose by the enzyme invertase, and these two monosaccharides readily enter the glycolytic pathway. Now sucrose is the product of photosynthesis. This sucrose is converted into glucose and fructose. This sucrose is broken down into glucose and fructose in the presence of the enzyme which is called as the invertase. And now this glucose and fructose, both of this sugar, will enter the glycolytic pathway. The subsequent steps of metabolism of glucose and fructose are same. अभी ये glucose and fructose के जो metabolism है in the glycolytic pathway, it is the same. Now in glycolysis, which is a chain of 10 reactions under the control of different enzymes, takes place to produce pyruvate from glucose, or you can say pyruvic acid from glucose. Now which are the various steps? See here 10 reactions are written. In this video you will see 9 reactions, because in one reaction 2 steps are shown together. I will tell you at that particular point itself. So which are the various steps in the glycolytic pathway? So the first step of glycolysis is phosphorylation. What is the first step of glycolysis? It is phosphorylation. So glucose and fructose are phosphorylated to give rise to glucose 6-phosphate by the activity of the enzyme hexokinase. So first step is the phosphorylation of glucose and fructose. अगर ग्लूकोज का फॉस्फोराइलेशन करना है तो ग्लूकोज में कोई फॉस्फेट डोनर होना चाहिए. सो ग्लूकोज इट बाइंड्स विथ एटीपी इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द एंजाइम हेक्सोकाइनेज टू फॉर्म ग्लूकोज 6-phosphate. ग्लूकोज 6-phosphate, 6th कार्बन पे फॉस्फेट ग्रुप अटैच हो जाएगा. Now 1 phosphate have been removed from ATP and this ATP is converted into ADP. Now जैसे ग्लूकोज का फॉस्फोराइलेशन हुआ वैसे फ्रुक्टोज का भी फॉस्फोराइलेशन पॉसिबल है, एंड बाय द फॉस्फोराइलेशन ऑफ द फ्रुक्टोज what would be formed? Fructose 6-phosphate could be formed. So that is the first step, which is phosphorylation of the glucose. Second one is isomerization. So what is isomerization? This phosphorylated form of glucose, which is called as glucose 6-phosphate, it isomerizes to produce fructose 6-phosphate in the presence of enzyme phosphoglucoisomerase. Now see students, what is the next step? जो ग्लूकोज 6-phosphate बना उसमें मॉलिक्यूलर रीअरेंजमेंट होगा यानी आइसोमराइजेशन होगा. ये होता है कौन से प्रेजेंस के एंजाइम्स में? फॉस्फोग्लूकोआइसोमरेज. एंड व्हाट इट रिजल्ट्स इन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ? इट रिजल्ट्स इन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द फ्रुक्टोज 6-phosphate. नाउ थर्ड स्टेप अगेन इज द फॉस्फोराइलेशन. So fructose 6-phosphate, it combines with another phosphate group from another ATP molecule yielding fructose 1,6-diphosphate or biphosphate in the presence of the enzyme phosphofructokinase. So which is the next step? So fructose 6-phosphate का फिर से क्या होता है? phosphorylation. This phosphorylation occurs in the presence of ATP. I forgot to mention the ATP here. So this phosphorylation occurs in the presence of ATP. Okay. Now what happens? फ्रुक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट में फिर से एक नया फॉस्फेट ग्रुप ऐड होगा. ये फॉस्फेट ग्रुप ऐड करने के लिए कौन हेल्पफुल होता है? एटीपी. एटीपी का एक फॉस्फेट फ्रुक्टोज के 6 फॉस्फेट के साथ अटैच होगा. कौन से पोजीशन पे? फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे. सो फ्रुक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू फ्रुक्टोज 1,6 diphosphate and the ATP is converted into ADP. क्योंकि उसका एक फॉस्फेट फ्रुक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट ने ले लिया, बचे 2, so it gets converted into ADP. Now the next step is splitting. Splitting is nothing but breakdown. So यहाँ पे 2 steps मैंने साथ में explain किए हैं. We will see that. So fructose 1,6 diphosphate, or you can say biphosphate, it splits into 3 carbon phosphorylated sugars. So fructose 1,6 biphosphate 2 phosphorylated sugars में convert हो जाता है. And this both sugar will contain how many carbons? Each sugar consists of 3 carbons. और अपना जो फ्रुक्टोज 1,6 डाइफॉस्फेट है उसमें कितने कार्बन है? 6 कार्बन. सो 6 कार्बन फ्रुक्टोज 1,6 डाइफॉस्फेट, it now splits into 2 molecules of 3 carbon phosphorylated sugar. One sugar is dihydroxyacetone phosphate, that is DHAP, and other is 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, that is PGAL. Now ये जो रिएक्शन है उसको कैटेलाइज करता है एंजाइम एल्डोलेज. सो दिस इज द 4th step, and the 5th step is which the DHAP is converted into PGL in presence of the enzyme phosphotriose isomerase. Now ये जो 2 शुगर्स बनी कौन सी DHAP, that is dihydroxyacetone phosphate, and another one is phosphoglyceraldehyde. So ये दोनों sugars एक दूसरे के isomers है. Both these sugars can be interconvertible. DHAP can be converted into PGAL and PGAL can be converted into DGAP. Okay, DHAP sorry. So normally क्या होता है, जो डाईहाइड्रोक्सीएसीटोन फॉस्फेट बना, that dihydroxyacetone phosphate gets converted into what? It gets converted into PGAL, that is phosphoglyceraldehyde. So now how many phosphoglyceraldehyde molecules are formed? 2. एक तो डायरेक्टली बना था एंड दूसरा जो डाईहाइड्रोक्सीएसीटोन फॉस्फेट है that is also converted into PGAL. So this is the 2 steps reaction. One is fructose 1,6 diphosphate in the presence of aldolase. It breaks into 2-3 carbon phosphorylated sugar. One sugar is 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde and second one is dihydroxyacetone phosphate. This dihydroxyacetone phosphate in the presence of phosphotriose isomerase is converted into 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. So already एक phosphoglyceraldehyde बना था एंड दूसरा ये जो डाईहाइड्रोक्सीएसीटोन फॉस्फेट वो भी किस में कन्वर्ट हो गया? phosphoglyceraldehyde. So how many phosphoglyceraldehyde molecules do we have? We have 2 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde. Now the fate of each phosphoglyceraldehyde molecule is same. Now further process for both the phosphoglyceraldehyde molecules are same. So now next step is phosphorylation and dehydrogenation. Phosphorylation is addition of phosphate group and dehydrogenation is removal of the electrons, or you can say removal of the hydrogen. ये जो स्टेप है वो फर्दर 3 स्टेप्स में डिवाइडेड है. सो इन फॉस्फोराइलेशन 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde combines with a phosphate group derived from inorganic phosphoric acid, that is H3PO4, forming 1,3-diphosphoglycerate or 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid. Now which is the first step of this reaction? So यहाँ पे PGAL फॉस्फेट ग्रुप के साथ कंबाइन होता है. सो नॉर्मली अभी तक हमने ये देखा कि फॉस्फेट ग्रुप प्रोवाइड कौन करता है? ATP. but in this reaction the phosphate is provided by the inorganic phosphoric acid. So by addition of inorganic phosphate to 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, it gets converted into 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid. Now next is dehydrogenation. In dehydrogenation, a pair of hydrogen atoms, that is 2 protons and 2 electrons, they separate from PgAl in presence of PgAl dehydrogenase. Next step में क्या होता है कि 2 hydrogen atoms are removed or they are separated from PgAl molecule, and this reaction occurs in the presence of the enzyme PgAl dehydrogenase. Now ये जो हाइड्रोजन एटम रिमूव हुआ है वो हाइड्रोजन एटम को कोई ना कोई तो एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा. दे कैन नॉट स्टे एज इट इज, दे नीड टू बी एक्सेप्टेड बाय समवन. So of these, one complete hydrogen atom, that is 1 proton and 1 electron, and 1 additional electron. अभी अपने पास क्या है, 2 प्रोटॉन है और 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन है. सो ये 2 प्रोटॉन और 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन में से दोनों प्रोटॉन और 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन को कौन पिकअप कर लेता है, Na+. So of the total 2 hydrogen atoms, we can say 1 complete hydrogen atom, that is 1 proton and 1 electron, and 1 additional electrons, they are taken up by what? They are taken up by NAD+. Now this NAD+ is reduced to NADH, and the remaining hydrogen is free in the cytosol. कैसा रिएक्शन होता है, 2 प्रोटॉन्स है, 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है एंड NAD+ है. सो बाय दिस प्रोटॉन्स एंड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स NAD+ इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू NADH एंड एक प्रोटॉन बचता है फ्री, विच रिमेन्स फ्री इन द साइटोप्लाज्म. सो ये पूरा जो 3 स्टेप का रिएक्शन है, वी कैन राइट इट एज 3PgAl plus NAD+ plus inorganic phosphate in the presence of PgAl dehydrogenase is converted into 1,3-diphosphoglycerate or 1,3-biphosphoglyceric acid with NADH plus H plus formation. Okay, so that is the next step. Now after that is the dephosphorylation. Dephosphorylation is the removal of the phosphate group. So high energy phosphate group of carbon 1 of 1,3-biphosphoglycerate is transferred to ADP, converting it to ATP and forming 3-phosphoglycerate in the presence of the enzyme diphosphoglycerokinase. Formation of ATP directly from the metabolites is known as substrate level phosphorylation. Now next step, अभी हमने ये देखा था कि पहले स्टेप में, थर्ड स्टेप में ATP का यूटिलाइजेशन होता था फॉस्फोराइलेशन रिएक्शन में. नाउ ये स्टेप में डीफॉस्फोराइलेशन होता है. सो 1,3-biphosphoglycerate और 1,3-biphosphoglyceric एसिड, उसके जो फर्स्ट कार्बन पे जो फॉस्फेट होता है, दैट फॉस्फेट इज रिमूव्ड. अभी वो रिमूव किया गया फॉस्फेट किसी ना किसी को तो लेना पड़ेगा. सो दैट फॉस्फेट इज टेकन बाय ADP. सो नाउ व्हाट विल बी फॉर्म, फर्स्ट कार्बन का फॉस्फेट निकल गया तो बचा कौन सा कार्बन, 3 कार्बन. सो थर्ड कार्बन पे फॉस्फेट ग्रुप, सो इट इज 3-phosphoglycerate. ये जो फॉस्फेट रिमूव हुआ उसको एक्सेप्ट किसने किया, ADP, एंड ADP किस में कन्वर्ट हो चुका, ATP में. So that is the next step, that is the dephosphorylation. The next step is isomerization or rearrangement. So the phosphate group on third carbon of the 3-phosphoglycerate shift to the second carbon, forming 2-phosphoglycerate in the presence of the enzyme phosphoglyceromutase. So there is only the shifting of the phosphate group. अभी ये थर्ड कार्बन पे था, that is 3-phosphoglycerate. Now from third carbon it have shifted to second carbon, forming 2-phosphoglycerate. And ये जो reaction होता है, it occurs in the presence of the enzyme phosphoglyceromutase. The next step is dehydration, is the removal of the water. So 2-phosphoglyceric acid or glycerate, it loses a water molecule in presence of enzyme enolase and form the phosphoenol pyruvate. So यहाँ पे 2-phosphoglycerate में से water का removal होगा and 2-phosphoglycerate is converted into phosphoenol pyruvate. ये reaction होता है in the presence of the enzyme enolase. Last step again is dephosphorylation. High energy phosphate group of phosphoenol pyruvate is transferred to the ADP with the help of pyruvate kinase forming pyruvate or pyruvic acid and ATP. अब ये phosphoenol pyruvate में से phosphate group remove होगा. ये रिमूव किया गया फॉस्फेट ग्रुप एक्सेप्ट करेगा एडीपी एंड ये एडीपी कन्वर्ट हो गया एटीपी एंड फॉस्फोइनोल पायरुवेट में से फॉस्फेट ग्रुप रिमूव हो गया तो वो कन्वर्ट हो गया पायरुवेट और पायरुविक एसिड. ये पूरा रिएक्शन करता है एंजाइम पायरुवेट काइनेज. So that is the complete step of the glycolysis. Now what are the net products of the glycolysis? 4 ATP molecules are formed in 6th and 9th step. Q4 टोटल यहाँ पे एक फॉस्फोइनोल पायरुवेट एक पायरुविक एसिड बनाएगा. ऐसे कितने मॉलिक्यूल्स है अपने पास? 2. सो टोटल 2 हियर एंड 2 इन द step where 1,3-diphosphoglyseric acid is converted into 3-phosphoglyceric acid. ये दोनों स्टेप में दो दो एटीपी के मॉलिक्यूल्स फॉर्म होते हैं. तो टोटल कितने एटीपी बने? 4 एटीपीज बने. नाउ आउट ऑफ दिस 4 एटीपीज 2 एटीपीज आर कंज्यूम्ड इन फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड स्टेप. यानी कि ग्लूकोज को ग्लूकोज 6 फॉस्फेट में कन्वर्ट करते थे तब एक एटीपी यूज़ हुआ एंड दूसरा एटीपी कब यूज़ हुआ? व्हेन फ्रुक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू फ्रुक्टोज 1,6 डाइफॉस्फेट. And also we know that 2 molecules of NADH are formed in the 5th step. So we can say the net yield of glycolysis is 2 ATP क्योंकि टोटल 4 बनते हैं, 4 में से 2 यूज़ हो जाते हैं. सो नेट गेन कितना है? 2 ATP and 2 molecules of NADH plus 2H plus for each glucose molecule oxidized to pyruvate. Whole process of glycolysis can be shown as under: glucose plus 2 NAD plus 2 ATP plus 2 H3PO4 forms 2 pyruvic acid plus 2 NADH plus 2 ATP and 2 H plus. So this is the general reaction of glycolysis. Now what is the balance sheet of ATP production in glycolysis? It is shown here. So the steps where ATP is utilized, the step where ATP are produced, and which are the different steps. So glucose to glucose 6 phosphate एक ATP molecule utilize होता है. ATP पर प्रोडक्शन यहाँ पे होगा नहीं. फ्रुक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट टू फ्रुक्टोज 1,6 बाइफॉस्फेट यहाँ पे भी 1 मॉलिक्यूल यूज़ होगा ATP का एंड एक भी प्रोडक्शन नहीं होगा. Then 1,3-biphosphoglyseric acid converted into 3-phosphoglyceric acid. यहाँ पे यूटिलाइज नहीं होता है बट एक ATP बनता है. ऐसे कितने मॉलिक्यूल्स है? वी हैव 2 molecules. So 2 molecules of ATP produced. Similarly 2-phosphoenol pyruvic acid converting into pyruvic acid. Here also there is no utilization of ATP, only ATP will be formed. But as there are 2 molecules of the phosphoenol pyruvate, total 2 molecules of the ATP will be formed in this step. So there is a total of 4 ATP synthesized during the glycolysis. Out of the 4 ATP, 2 are utilized. So we can say the net gain of the ATP is 2 molecules. So that is a complete balance sheet of the glycolytic pathway. Here students, you can see the process. Glucose is converted into glucose 6 phosphate. यहाँ पे ATP gets converted into ADP. Glucose 6 phosphate is converted into isomer fructose 6 phosphate. Fructose 6 phosphate again is phosphorylated to form fructose 1,6 biphosphate with the release of the phosphate group of ATP and ATP being converted into ADP. Now this fructose 1,6 biphosphate, it splits into 2 molecules of 3 carbon phosphorylated sugar. One is triose phosphate, that is glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate or 3 phosphoglyceraldehyde, and another one is dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Now basically what is the condition? ये दोनों शुगर एक दूसरे से इंटर कन्वर्टेबल है As they are interconvertible, DHAP can convert into PGL and PGL may also convert into DHAP. But normally what happens, the DHAP is converted into PGAL. Now this PGAL के अभी कितने molecules है 2. So यहाँ पे 2 into something indicates the number of the molecules. So phosphoglyceraldehyde is reduced to 1,3-biphosphoglyceric acid in the presence of NAD+. This NAD+ is converted into NADH plus H+. Now 1,3-biphosphoglyceric acid is dephosphorylated, उसमें से एक phosphate group remove होता है and ADP gets converted into ATP, क्योंकि ये जो यहाँ से phosphate remove हुआ उसको donate करने के लिए उसको accept करने के लिए कोई ना कोई चाहिए. 3-phosphoglycerate is converted into 2-phosphoglycerate, which is the isomerization reaction. 2-phosphoglycerate is dehydrated, that is there will be the removal of water and it gets converted into phosphoenol pyruvate, and this phosphoenol pyruvate is again dephosphorylated, forming the molecule of the ATP. So that is regarding the glycolysis. Now let us study same thing. Glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate, glucose 6-phosphate into fructose 6-phosphate, fructose 6-phosphate into fructose 1,6-biphosphate, which splits into dihydroxyacetone phosphate and PGAL. PGAL is converted into 1,3-biphosphoglyceric acid, which is converted into 3-phosphoglyceric acid, then into 2-phosphoglyceric acid, phosphoenol pyruvate and the pyruvic acid. So that is regarding the glycolysis. Now what happens to the products of the glycolysis? What happens to the pyruvic acid? ये pyruvic acid का आगे क्या होगा? That will be basically dependent on the availability and inavailability of the oxygen. So what is the fate of the pyruvic acid? Pyruvic acid is then the key product of photosynthesis, which is the main product of glycolysis. Which is the main product of glycolysis? It is the pyruvic acid. The metabolic fate yani future. What is the future of pyruvic acid? So the metabolic fate of the pyruvate depends upon the cellular need. Cell की need के ऊपर से ये decide होगा कि what is the fate of the nucleic acid, what is the fate of the pyruvic acid. There are 3 major ways in which different cells handle pyruvic acid produced by glycolysis. अब ये glycolysis का further metabolism, there are 3 ways. There are 3 ways of further metabolism of the pyruvic acid. So those 3 ways are lactic acid fermentation, alcoholic fermentation and aerobic respiration. So whatever pyruvic acid is formed by the glycolysis, it may undergo lactic acid fermentation or alcoholic fermentation or aerobic respiration. Fermentation, it occurs under the anaerobic condition in many prokaryotes and unicellular eukaryotes. Normally fermentation anaerobic condition में होता है, that is in the absence of oxygen, and it mainly occurs in the prokaryotic organism and some unicellular eukaryotic organisms. For complete oxidation of glucose to carbon dioxide and water, however, organisms adopt Krebs cycle, which is also called as the aerobic respiration. Okay, अगर ग्लूकोज का complete oxidation होना है into carbon dioxide and water, if the glucose needs to be oxidized completely into carbon dioxide and water, then the organisms have to adopt the aerobic way of respiration by the Krebs cycle, and next step is oxidative phosphorylation, where there will be the complete oxidation of the sugar. When we talk about the respiration, then it is the basically partial breakdown of the glucose. वहाँ पे ग्लूकोज का complete oxidation नहीं होगा. This requires oxygen supply. So in order that glucose molecule gets broken down completely, it requires the help of the oxygen. Now let us study regarding the fermentation. Various microorganisms, bacteria, plants and animals are known to catabolize pyruvic acid into various organic compounds depending upon the specific enzymes they possess. So basically ये याद रखो कि fermentation is a process of respiration occurring in the anaerobic conditions. So microbes, bacteria, plants, fungi, animals, they are known to metabolize the pyruvic acid into various organic compounds. Pyruvic acid, instead of being converted into carbon dioxide and water, this pyruvic acid is converted into different types of the organic compounds, and which type of organic compounds are formed is dependent upon the enzymes present in them. When respiration takes place in absence of molecular oxygen, it is said to be anaerobic respiration. It results in incomplete breakdown of the glucose. So basically, anaerobic respiration results in incomplete breakdown of glucose. During this process, carbon dioxide and organic compounds like ethyl alcohol and lactic acid are produced and some energy is released. So during fermentation process, there will be the release of carbon dioxide. Along with that, some other compounds like ethyl alcohol and lactic acid are also produced, and some amount of energy is released during this process. Water molecule is not produced during anaerobic respiration. This reaction is also called as the fermentation. Now there are two types of fermentation. One is alcoholic fermentation के जहाँ पे ethyl alcohol का formation होगा, and another one is the lactic acid fermentation. So first of all, the alcoholic fermentation. In fermentation, say by yeast, the incomplete oxidation of glucose is achieved under anaerobic conditions by sets of reactions where pyruvic acid is converted into carbon dioxide and ethanol. So what is the main step here कि pyruvic acid ethanol में convert होता है, but again this conversion is not a single step process. It basically requires the pair of the steps. These enzymes, the enzymes pyruvic acid decarboxylase and alcohol dehydrogenase catalyze these reactions. So दो enzymes utilize होती है, pyruvic acid decarboxylase and alcohol dehydrogenase. So what is the first step? The pyruvic acid which is formed by glycolysis, it is decarboxylated यानी removal of carbon dioxide to acetaldehyde in the presence of the enzyme pyruvic acid decarboxylase. So pyruvic acid का conversion acetaldehyde में in the presence of the enzyme decarboxylase is called as that is the first step of the alcoholic fermentation. CH3COCOH, this is the formula for pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid is decarboxylated, that is removal of carbon dioxide. So ये decarboxylation, and ये किस में convert हो गया? acetaldehyde, that is CH3CHO. Now this acetaldehyde is reduced to ethyl alcohol by NADH plus H plus, which is produced in glycolysis in the presence of the alcohol dehydrogenase. So whatever acetaldehyde is formed, it is reduced to ethyl alcohol, that is NADH plus H plus. They combine with the CH3CHO in the presence of the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase, which results in the formation of ethyl alcohol, that is C2H5OH plus NAD plus. Now next step is lactic acid fermentation. Conversion of the pyruvic acid into lactic acid directly is lactic acid fermentation. Other organisms like some bacteria produce lactic acid from pyruvic acid. In some animals also, like mussels, during exercise when oxygen is inadequate for cellular respiration, then pyruvic acid is reduced to lactic acid by lactate dehydrogenase. Animals में भी normally ये bacteria में होता है, but in animals too, the lactic acid fermentation can take place in mussels when there is inadequate availability of the so basically अगर ऑक्सीजन की अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं है तो मसल सेल में भी लैक्टिक एसिड का फॉर्मेशन होकर एनर्जी रिलीज हो सकती है. सो इन एनिमल सेल्स ऑल्सो लाइक मसल्स ड्यूरिंग एक्सरसाइज व्हेन ऑक्सीजन is inadequate for cellular respiration, at that time pyruvic acid is reduced to lactic acid, and ये जो reactions होता है it occurs in the presence of lactate dehydrogenase. Now यहाँ पे reduction के लिए किसी की requirement है, so in both the processes reduction होता है, so वो reduction के लिए hydrogen donors चाहिए. That hydrogen is provided by NADH plus H plus, which is reoxidized to NAD plus in both the processes. So कोई भी प्रोसेस हो, चाहे वो अल्कोहलिक फर्मेंटेशन हो, चाहे वो लैक्टिक एसिड फर्मेंटेशन हो, दोनों में रिडक्शन के लिए NADH plus H plus चाहिए, and this NADH and H plus is obtained by the process of glycolysis. So CH3COCOH plus NADH plus H plus results in the formation of CH3CHOH, COOH and NAD plus occurring in the presence of the enzymes lactate dehydrogenase. Clear, students? So this is the major pathways which takes place after anaerobic respiration. So ये ग्लूकोज का ग्लाइकोलाइसिस होकर क्या बना? पायरुविक एसिड. पायरुविक एसिड का रिडक्शन होकर लैक्टिक एसिड बनेगा, एंड ये पायरुविक एसिड का भी रिडक्शन होकर इथेनॉल प्लस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड विल बी प्रोड्यूस्ड. सो दैट इज रिगार्डिंग द fermentation reactions. In both lactic acid and alcohol fermentation, not much energy is released. Less than 7% of the energy in glucose is released, and not all of it is trapped as the high energy bonds of ATP. अभी जिसमें सिर्फ एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन होता है या फर्मेंटेशन होता है, उसमें लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी रिलीज नहीं होती है. Only about 7% of the total energy in the glucose will be released in this process. And जो energy trap होना चाहिए ATP के formation में, that trapping won't be done properly. Also these processes are hazardous, either acid or alcohol is produced. ये process dangerous भी है, क्योंकि ये दोनों process में एक में acid बनता है और एक में alcohol बनता है. So now question, what is the net ATP that is synthesized? Calculate how many ATPs are synthesized and deduct the number of the ATP utilized during the glycolysis when one molecule of glucose is fermented to lactic acid or alcohol. Okay. अभी फर्स्ट स्टेप क्या है? ग्लाइकोलाइसिस. ग्लाइकोलाइसिस में 4 ATP यूटिलाइज होते हैं, 4 ATP प्रोड्यूस होते हैं एंड 2 ATPs आर यूटिलाइज. सो देयर इज अ नेट गेन ऑफ हाउ मेनी ATPs? सो 4 ATPs आर सिंथेसाइज, 2 ATPs आर यूज्ड. सो व्हेन वन मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ ग्लूकोज इज फर्मेंटेड टू अल्कोहल और लैक्टिक एसिड, सो नेट ATP synthesized are 2. How many ATPs are synthesized? 2. Yeast poison themselves to death when the concentration of alcohol reaches to about 13%. ओके, ईस्ट में अल्कोहलिक फर्मेंटेशन होता है, बट ये ईस्ट में अगर अल्कोहल का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन 13% जितना हो गया, देन द बेसिकली द ईस्ट विल डाई. So what then would be the maximum concentration of alcohol in beverages that are naturally fermented? So जो beverages को naturally ferment करते हैं उनमें अल्कोहल का concentration कितना होता है? 15 to 16%. But do you think alcoholic beverages of alcohol content greater than this concentration are also obtained? But we know that ऐसे beverages भी available है कि जिसमें उसका जो श्रग है बेसिकली जो नेचुरली सिंथेसाइज करते हैं उसमें मैक्सिमम अल्कोहलिक कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कितना हो सकता है? 15 to 16%. नाउ वी नो दैट देर आर अल्कोहलिक बेवरेजेस के जिसमें हायर अल्कोहल कॉन्सेंट्रेशन होता है. सो हाउ कैन वी ऑब्टेन दैट? नेचुरली तो क्या होगा कि इसके ऊपर लेवल 15 से 16 से इंक्रीज हुआ तो वो जो भी ऑर्गेनिज्म वो अल्कोहल को प्रोड्यूस करेगा दैट ऑर्गेनिज्म विल डाई. बट व्हाट वी नो दैट देर आर अल्कोहलिक बेवरेजेस के जिसमें अल्कोहल का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. सो हाउ दैट इज़ पॉसिबल? So higher level of alcohol, that is above 16%, it is toxic to yeast. Hence alcoholic concentration greater than this limit is achieved by fortifying the solution by adding more concentrated alcohol or by distillation. So solution में more concentrated alcohol add करो या by distillation we can increase the alcohol content. नेचुरली ये पॉसिबल नहीं होगा क्योंकि ईस्ट या जो भी कोई ऑर्गेनिज्म है अबव द अल्कोहलिक कॉन्सेंट्रेशन अबव 16%, देन द ऑर्गेनिज्म विल डाई. सो दैट इज रिगार्डिंग द फर्मेंटेशन. द प्रोसेस बाय विच द ऑर्गेनिजम्स कैन कैरी आउट. नाउ क्वेश्चन अराइजेस कि एटीपी तो सिर्फ 2 ही एटीपी नेट गेन है. सो ऐसा कौन सा प्रोसेस है जिसमें हाई अमाउंट ऑफ द एनर्जी कैन बी ऑब्टेन? So the process by which the organisms carry out complete oxidation of glucose and extract the energy stored to synthesize a large number of ATP molecules needed for cellular respiration is aerobic respiration. So the only way through which large amount of energy obtained is the aerobic respiration, जिसके 2 main steps है Krebs cycle and another one is oxidative phosphorylation. In eukaryotes, these steps takes place within the mitochondria and this requires oxygen. Glycolysis cytoplasm में होता है and in cytoplasm also cytosol. Cytosol यानी fluid part of the cytoplasm. Whereas in the eukaryotes ये जो aerobic respiration होता है वो कहाँ पे होता है? In the mitochondria. And this aerobic respiration requires the oxygen. Aerobic respiration is the process that leads to the complete oxidation of the organic substances in presence of oxygen and releases carbon dioxide, water and large amount of the energy present in the substrate. So aerobic respiration is a process of respiration के जहाँ पे respiratory substrate का complete oxidation होगा oxygen के presence में. In the presence of oxygen, the complete oxidation of the respiratory substrate takes place and it results in the formation or release of carbon dioxide, water and large amount of energy. This type of respiration is most common in higher organisms. All the higher organisms carry out the aerobic respiration. Now how aerobic respiration takes place we will study in next lecture. Okay, the aerobic respiration कैसे होता है दैट वी विल बी स्टडिंग इन नेक्स्ट लेक्चर कि जिसके 2 फर्दर स्टेप्स होते हैं. वन इज Krebs cycle and oxidative phosphorylation. So we will study it in the next lecture. I end my lecture here. Thank you students.